4차 산업혁명 기획 11조 3차 시강의를 시작하겠습니다. 챕터 13 가상현실과 증강현실입니다. 예술가의 시각에서 본 가상현실의 미래에 대해서 카타오카는 다음과 같이 이야기했습니다. 인간의 예술혼을 가장 잘 나타낸 시스티 성당 벽화의 예를 들어보겠습니다. 시스티나 성당은 그 자체로 인간 존재의 의미를 재정립한 걸작입니다. 천상의 창조자와 위험 있는 자태의 군상들, 그리고 준엄한 최후의 심판까지 미켈란젤로의 상상력은 현대인들도 느낄 수 있는 풍경, 서사, 감정의 우주를 창조하였습니다. 그러나 미래의 다빈치, 미켈란젤로들에게 시스티나 성당 벽화는 훌륭하고 강렬해도 2차원적인 작품에 불과할 수 있습니다. 이는 새로운 창조적 도구인 가상현실 때문입니다. 가상현실은 우리가 이해할 수도 없는 방식으로 우리가 하는 모든 일들을 바꿀 것입니다. 과연 가상현실이 향후 수십 년간 어떤 변화를 가져올지 근시안적인 인간 시선으로 막연한 미래를 예상해 보겠습니다. 가상현실은 태초부터 몽상가들이 꿈꿔온 이상의 실현입니다. 그들이 만들고자 한 세상은 사람들이 함께 살고 어울리면서 창의적인 활동을 할 수 있는 곳입니다. 또한 그 세상은 놀라운 영감을 주어 인간의 창의력을 고양하고 인간이 더 높은 경지에 도달할 수 있게 할 것입니다. 그 세상에서는 눈만 돌리면 또는 생각만 하면 누구든지 만날 수 있습니다. 새로운 세상은 눈으로만 보는 게 아니라 느끼고 맡고 들을 수 있으며 더 나아가 초자연적인 수준의 몰입감을 선사합니다. 가상현실 세상에서 우리는 외로울까에 대해 질문할 수 있습니다. 가상현실 기술을 선도하는 기업 중 하나인 페이스북은 가상현실을 사람 간 소통과 교류의 미래라고 봅니다. 물리적 거리와 국경을 허물고 모두가 함께할 수 있는 세상을 꿈꾸는 것입니다. 직접 민주주의가 꼽힐 수도 있습니다. 시민들이 보다 많은 정보를 갖고 직접 정치에 참여할 수 있는 기회가 많은 세상에서 민의는 더욱 잘 반영될 것입니다. 가상현실 세상에서는 가족 모임부터 동창회, 지역 모임, 데이트까지 모든 모임에는 제한이 없습니다. 새로운 감정 전달 방법에 대해서 더 중요한 사실은 가상현실이 새로운 방식의 소통을 가능하게 한다는 것입니다. 우리가 느끼는 감정을 단순히 말로 묘사하는 것을 넘어 생생한 3D 영상, 소리, 다른 감각을 통해 표현할 수 있습니다. 이를 통해 타자에 대해 더욱 잘 알고 스스로를 변화시킬 수 있습니다. 몇 년 안에 우리는 이모티콘을 보내는 것이 아니라 나의 경험을 가상현실 파일로 보내 수신자가 내가 정확히 어떻게 느끼는지 이해하도록 할 수 있을 것입니다. 어떤 이는 가상현실 세상이 인간의 창의력을 억압하지 않을까 걱정합니다. 모든 영상, 소리, 감각이 정확히 수치화된 사회에서 인간이 상상할 공간이 남아있을까를 질문할 수 있습니다. 모든 사람들이 그저 수동적이고 만족한 소비자로 전락하는 것은 아닐까 우려합니다. 그러나 정반대로 가상현실은 다른 어떤 경험보다 인간의 창의력에 불을 지필 것입니다. 창조성은 다양성을 필요로 합니다. 창조성의 가장 큰 적은 반복되는 일상입니다. 가상현실이 제공할 수 있는 경험의 다양성과 범위는 그 어떤 것과도 비교할 수 없습니다. 역사 속에 가장 창의적인 인물들이 세상의 구석구석을 여행하였던 것은 우연이 아닙니다. 가상현실 기기를 사용하면 누구나 세계 일주를 할 수 있으며 우주와 인간 상상의 끝까지도 가볼 수 있습니다. 가상현실은 수동적인 경험이 아닙니다. 창조적인 도구를 통해 현실 세계에서는 불가능한 주위 환경의 변형도 가능합니다. 우리 모두가 예술가가 될 수 있으며 자신의 예술적 한계를 극복하는 동기를 가질 것입니다. 물론 모두가 미켈란젤로가 될 수 있는 것은 아닙니다. 그러나 인류 전체의 잠재적 창의성은 그 어느 때보다 풍부해질 것입니다. 오늘날 HTC 바이브나 오큘러스 리프트나 마이크로소프트 홀로렌즈를 보면 약간 실망스러울 수도 있습니다. 하지만 이들은 초기 제품일 뿐이고 이들을 갖고 미래를 단정하는 것은 초창기 컴퓨터만 보고 오늘날 첨단 컴퓨터를 상상하는 것과 같습니다. 중요한 사실은 이와 같은 제품들이 가상현실 기술의 양산 가능성을 보여주고 대중화에도 기여하고 있다는 점입니다. 아직 가상현실 기기들은 비싸고 투박하며 결함도 많습니다. 그러나 과거의 장비들과 달리 오늘날 장비들은 구동하기 위해 전문가가 필요하지 않으며 무엇보다 제대로 작동합니다. 이 두 가지 사실만으로도 혁명적인 발전입니다. 인류는 천천히 그러나 확실히 새로운 가상현실 물결을 맞고 있으며 변화의 네트워크 효과는 더욱 강해지고 있습니다. 게임 회사들은 새로운 콘텐츠를 개발하고 있으며 구글의 틸트 브러쉬는 새로운 가능성을 제시하고 있습니다. 관련 동영상을 보시겠습니다.
Tilt Brush is a virtual reality application. You can paint in front of you, on the side, behind you, and create amazing artwork in 3D.
What I really like to do is take a subject and kind of tear it apart and break it up into kind of a collage of different styles and textures. To all of a sudden be able to take a brush stroke and whip it over your head and then whip another one around it. It's amazing.
The piece I'm creating today is allegorical. What really struck me was the ability that this has to be a platform for installation in museum and gallery spaces.
Got a series of like calligraphic, more abstract line works, like a 2D image. You take it into virtual reality and you're basically sculpting your drawing.
Parte de mi trabajo tiene que ver con la caligrafía. Básicamente tenía una idea que quería hacer, pero ya cuando entras al espacio virtual, en ese momento empieza a cambiar todo.
It's a new platform, it's a first. There's so many things you can do with it. Definitely going to revolutionise how people view immersive artworks.
It's the kind of thing a lot of artists daydream about, but it's never something you would imagine to be real.
초기 컴퓨터 시대와 마찬가지로 열광적 팬들, 기계 만지기를 좋아하는 사람들은 아메리카 대륙, 유럽, 아시아 등 각지의 차고와 지하실에서 일하고 있습니다. 그리고 네트워크 효과에 의해 모든 기술자, 예술자, 사용자들은 자신이 사용하는 가상현실 플랫폼을 더욱 강력하고 실용적으로 만들고 있습니다. 우리는 지금 가상현실 기술이 기하급수적으로 발전하기 직전에 와 있습니다. 실리콘밸리에서 제작되고 있는 시제품들을 보면 미래 양산 모델들이 얼마나 더 작고 강력하며 빠르고 직감적인지 쉽게 알 수 있습니다. 또한 차세대 고사양 기기들은 촉각, 후각, 미각 등 다른 감각도 인식할 수 있을 것입니다. 이는 곧 다시 대중화될 것이고 보다 먼 미래에는 뇌 컴퓨터 인터페이스가 새로운 세상을 열 것입니다. 가상현실의 미래는 밝은 정도가 아니라 눈부십니다. 혁명은 이미 시작되었습니다. 관련 동영상을 보시겠습니다.
Today, companies tackling the world's biggest problems are increasingly spread across the world, and the HoloLens lets us work together as if we were standing next to each other, face to face. To show you how that works, and materialize the room. Hi, Jinnah.
Hi, Anand. Hey, everyone. It's great to be here on stage holographically.
It's great to have you here, Jinnah. Can you tell everybody a little bit about what you're seeing?
Sure. I can see your lifelike avatar, which we generate in seconds from a 2D photo, and we can walk around the stage with spatial audio and use this whole space around us to collaborate as if we're all here together in the same room.
Cool. Now, to show you how companies are using spatial to transform the way they work, let's invite Sven Gerjits, CTO of the iconic toy brand Mattel, onto the stage.
Hey guys, how awesome is this? So at Mattel, we're undergoing a massive digital transformation. It's touching all aspects of our business. This includes the way that we're using technology to design and to develop our products. Our classic brands like Barbie and Hot Wheels and Fisher-Price, they have diverse teams of designers, engineers, marketers, and manufacturers that are spread all over the world. They can now come together in a spatial project room, reducing the need to travel as much to get everybody on the same page. When we're developing toys like this Rescue Hero Fires truck here, we're able to pin up dynamic content on virtual walls, like this PowerPoint, for instance, or videos, or even concept art. Teams can now rapidly exchange ideas to find potential issues much earlier in the cycle. For instance, guys, take a look at this wheel clearance here.
Oh yeah, I can see that's going to be a problem. So I can pull out my spatial phone app and write a quick note, and then just hit send, and it becomes a digital sticky note, which I can just grab and stick right onto the fire truck so that we can have engineering revise this later.
We can also use spatial much earlier in our design process to ideate and generate inspiration. Okay, guys, let's come up with some ideas for a line of aquatic toys.
Yeah, how about sea turtles?
Oh, that's really cool. Let's try sharks.
That's cool. How about jellyfish?
So all we have to do is say the words, and they're instantly visualized right before our eyes. You can even click into one of these bundles, and they expand into a full-blown internet search, complete with 3D models, images, and web pages. Jinnah, why don't we click into just the images here so we can get some good inspiration for this new aquatic line?
Sure. Every object you see in spatial is physical and tactile, so you can scroll through or pick up images you like and toss them up on the wall with physics.
And we don't have to just stick with digital content. I can actually pull up these sketches I did on my phone last night using that same spatial app. I just pull up those photos and hit send, and they're instantly transformed into this digital environment.
Nice drawings. It's so easy to fill up your room with ideas, so we built this tool to help you quickly organize all these ideas. So let me select all of these, and let's make a grid. Cool. This goes to the wall.
Now, this entire room we've created is a persistent digital object that anyone can access or contribute to at any time, whether they're using an AR or VR headset, or even a PC or mobile phone.
So that's right. Now we can have virtually rich visual rooms that we can keep up for the life of the product. That means no more tearing down war rooms all the time. So Spatial and HoloLens are helping us drive improvements in our digital design and development process, changing the way we create new toys. By bringing people together from all over the world to collaborate in the same virtual room, we're overcoming a natural barrier to our collective success. That's people's desire for direct face-to-face interaction when building commitment and trust. We're so excited to see faster time to market and reduced need to travel, as well as the many other benefits that we're going to unleash at Mattel as we collaborate in mixed reality.
그러나 그 나름대로의 도전 과제를 갖고 있습니다. 구글 글래스가 2013년 처음 출시되었을 때 타인의 프라이버시와 침해가 문제가 되었습니다. 구글 글래스의 전면 카메라는 사진 촬영 시 허락을 구해야 한다는 사회의 암묵적 약속에 도전한 것입니다. 또한 휴대폰 카메라를 잠시 내려놔 달라는 요구가 아닌 안경을 벗으라고 요청해야 하는 어색한 상황도 연출되었습니다. 가상현실과 증강현실의 성공은 이러한 사회적 규범과의 타협이 전제되어야 합니다. 그러나 몰입형 가상현실에서는 큰 문제가 되지 않습니다. 아울러 최근 스냅챗 증강현실 글래스는 이러한 문제를 해결하는 동시에 큰 성공을 거두기도 했습니다. 관련 동영상을 보시겠습니다.
If you're familiar with the previous spectacles, then these work in pretty much the same way. You press the button to take photos or videos that you then view in Snapchat. But this time, they're also capturing depth information. So once you import those snaps into Snapchat, you can apply objects or characters over your scene, and then you can also export those videos so they don't just have to live within the app. But enough talking about what they do, I want to actually show you. So I met up with Clay Weishar, an artist who's been using the Spectacles 3 for about a month now to walk around Venice Beach and see what we could come up with.
Okay, so we want to come around the corner here, allow enough distance between the wall and you, and we'll get some occlusion happening behind you.
Okay.
So you don't see it now, but we're going to put giant reflective blobs behind her.
Oh, how fun. Okay. So you tell me where you direct me
So
what
I
you want me to
think
do, stand.
If you could go a little bit further, yeah.
So a bit more distant.
Yeah. So I'll take a shot here and back, and then I'll just kind of walk through. Straight shots give you the opportunity to kind of design along the path. We can try going back that
Yeah,
way.
let's try. Let's try going down. So you go down and then I'm going to follow you once you hit past the corner.
All right.
Okay, tap to 6 times. Let's go. All right, let's see if my friend is going to come up. Fantasy bird.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. I think my timing was a little off, but that's not bad.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And like you're right, you can totally, you know, see that in real time. Like when you've done it, you wait like a couple seconds and then you can redo it.
Exactly.
Right?
That's cool. And you can try them on another video and you'll get a completely different result and surprise.
Oh, cool. All right, save as copy. At launch, there will be 10 lenses that you can apply over your snaps, everything from rainbows to confetti to giant floating blobs. And more will be added fairly soon, with both Snap and third-party creators like Clay making their own lenses. But my favorite one so far is the flying bird, just because it responds to your movement within the frame, like in this example where I'm running down a path. So now let's talk about everything else. They're a metal design and a metal frame, and they are pretty adjustable depending on the size of your head. But the design is kind of half future, half retro. It's one of those ones that you're either going to really love or really going to hate. But I think they look kind of neat. Spectacles 3 captures circular video at 60 frames a second, and you can view it in Snapchat and send it out to your friends. But you can also export it in a couple of different ways, either as circular video with that kind of tunnel vision effect at 4:3, 16:9, or even straight to YouTube in the VR 180 format. They also come with a 3D viewer that's basically Google Cardboard, so you can sit and review your snaps after you've taken them. And they can only take 10-second videos at a time, although you can take up to a minute or 60 seconds of video if you just tap and press that button 6 times in a row. So even if you've recorded 60 seconds of video in 10-second chunks each, you're going to have to go in and re-add the lens that you want to all of those clips if you want to make it a continuous 60 seconds of video when you export.
편의성, 배터리 시간, 가격과 같이 현실적인 문제들도 존재합니다. 아직 세계 인구의 절반이 빠르고 안정적인 인터넷에 접속하지 못하며 설사 그렇다 하더라도 가상현실 기술이 전면적으로 시용되기까지는 상당한 시간이 필요합니다. 전 세계적 차원에서 창의성이 제고되고 포괄적 기술이 되기에는 아직 갈 길이 멉니다. 또한 가상현실 기술에서는 프라이버시 문제가 존재합니다. 가상현실 기술은 각기 다른 자극에 따른 사용자의 눈과 머리의 움직임, 심지어 감정 상태를 기록할 수 있습니다. 이 정보는 누군가의 행동에 영향을 주거나 당황스럽게 할 수 있습니다. 가상현실은 사회적 문제가 될 수도 있습니다. 사람들이 다른 사람과 어울리기보다 디지털 아바타 세상에 매몰되어 고립이 심화될 수도 있습니다. 과도하게 가상현실을 사용하면 가까운 관계들이 멀어지고 공동체가 해체될 수도 있습니다. 이러한 문제들을 해결하기 위해서는 올바른 정책들을 세워야 합니다. 시민의 권리를 강화하고 대중화를 촉진하며 기술을 조작의 도구로 악용하지 못하게 하여야 합니다. 이해관계자들은 어떻게 가상현실을 개발하고 활용함으로써 사회의 신뢰, 공감, 협업 증대에 기여할 수 있을지 고민해 봐야 합니다. 어펜딕스입니다. 지금까지 시청하신 것으로 이번 차트 수업이 인정됩니다. 관련 동영상을 보시겠습니다.
It also recognizes my hands. Look at this. Fully articulated hand tracking. And as I move my hands around, the HoloLens 2 is actually calibrating to my unique hand size. And of course, not only does the HoloLens 2 recognize me and my hands, it also recognizes the world. Welcome to my mixed reality home. This is the place where I have all the apps and content that I use every day. Let's check some of them out. Now, I've seen many people put on HoloLens for the first time, and the first thing people do when they put on the device is they reach out their hands and try and touch the holograms. And now, you can. Look at the way that the hologram's responding to my hand, almost inviting me to touch it. And in fact, I can just grab this corner to resize it. Or I can rotate it, or move it. That's right. We are touching holograms. This is an app I've got called Spatial. Let me just put it right there. I've got another app here called Vuforia View. Now, it's a little big, so let me just use 2 hands here to make it smaller, and then rotate it so you can see. There we go. And then let me put it down here near Spatial, maybe make it a bit smaller. Yeah, that's nice. All right, now let's switch gears and talk about a different kind of application. I've got a browser over there, but it's kind of far away, and I don't really want to walk over there, so let me just call it over with my voice. Follow me. This is a browser that's running Microsoft Teams, which is a tool that we use back home to collaborate. Let me see what the team's been working on. Okay, it looks like they've got a surprise for me in the Playground app. I just have to say the words show surprise. All right, so let me just open up that start menu here, and then place the app, and then launch it. So now we're actually exiting my mixed reality home and going into an immersive experience. But notice that that browser that I had actually followed me in. Now this can actually be really useful when you have things like emails or PDFs that you need to reference while you're doing your work. I don't really want it following me around though while I'm showing you all this cool stuff, so let me just put it over here, and then we'll get back to it later. Welcome to the playground. We spent years exploring and refining interactions for HoloLens 2. And the playground is just a tiny sampling of the many prototypes that we built, tested, and learned from. Our approach is basically to try out as many things as we could and look for the things that stood out. So, for example, here I've got 3 sliders. Each of them is controlling this wind farm simulation, but each in a different way, using a different interaction technique. One of the things we tried is this touch slider here. So here I can just stick my finger in the slider and have it go to a particular value to control that wind speed there. It felt okay. We also tried this push slider. So this guy can kind of nudge from side to side, kind of like an abacus, which was interesting. Now, the interaction that really took home the cake, though, was this pinch slider. The way that works is you just pinch it and move it wherever you want. And what we found was that people really like that tactile sensation of their fingers touching as they grabbed and then released. And across the board, for all interactions, the audio and visual feedback as you grab, move, and then release were all really critical for making this experience feel connected. Oh, this is just so satisfying. I can't wait for you all to try this out. All right, now let's move on to a different kind of control, buttons. How do you press buttons on HoloLens 2? Well, you just reach out and press them. Now, one interesting thing that we found about buttons was that the size of the buttons actually impacted the way that people interacted with them. So for example, for the smaller one, most people would use 1 or maybe 2 fingers, but for the larger one, pretty much everyone used their entire hand. And this is kind of interesting when you think about it, because these objects don't really weigh anything, they're just digital things, but despite that, people would treat them like real things, almost as if the bigger one had more weight. I just love the way these move and the sounds they play when I press them. It's great. All right, how about something that uses all 10 fingers? Well, to test that out, we built a piano. So here I can just play a chord, or I can play the keys one at a time. All right, so where's that surprise that the team had for me? Oh, that's right, I had to say those words. Show surprise. Ooh, look at that hummingbird over there, it's gorgeous. I wonder if it will fly to my hand. Yeah, oh wow. This is beautiful. I just love the way that it's following my hand around. I've got to tell the team, they've done a great job. And in fact, I don't even need to use my hands to do this because I can use my eyes and my voice. That's right, HoloLens 2 has eye tracking. So I can just look over to this browser here and look at the bottom of the screen to scroll it, and then send my message. Start dictation. The hummingbird looks great, exclamation mark. Send. So this is what we mean by instinctual interaction. By combining our hands, our eyes, and our voice, HoloLens 2 works in a more human way.